Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to do some Hoya plant care, plant chores this morning and just have a relaxing morning propagating. Well, one, I want to propagate some of my more rare Hoyas because I haven't chopped them yet and I'm like itching to propagate them. And I also want to, I think I want to chop back 2 of them completely. And then I also might tackle a repot or 2. I kind of want to pop my new one up. And so I might do that with you as well. But I have a little bin here. This is what I propagate in a lot. And it's empty, so I want to fill it up with some propagations. I can fit 16 of my little cups in here. So I figured that would be perfect to go ahead and fill this up. So I hope that sounds good. And I figured I could just take you along with me. And I wanted to show you a bloom that has opened on one of my Hoyas. And also I want to show you the sun stressing on one of them. This is the variegated Hoya that I found at the big box store. I have some of those fancy clip lights and I guess I had moved one, like the arm, so I could get through when I was watering and I forgot to move it back. So the light was literally like an inch probably away from this plant. And because of that, you can see the sun stressing that it's doing. That is so pretty. It makes me want to sun stress more of my Hoyas, but I love the pink on it. I just love all the colors. She is a stunning Hoya. I feel like this Hoya is underrated for sure. For like the coloring that you get and the variegation, I feel like this should be a rare Hoya, you know, but it's not. It's a common Hoya, because I literally found this at my big box store, but she is underrated. She is beautiful. I cannot wait for blooms. And here's an update on this one. We've repotted this one or upsized this one together not too long ago, and I shared with you that there was a peduncle on it, but it hadn't opened yet, and it's finally open. So I got to see the beautiful blooms. This is the Hoya Bella, the inner variegated. Look how pretty. She is a gorgeous bloom. I don't notice much of a smell though at all, which is nice. It's very faint, very mild. Like I don't smell. Like normally when a Hoya is in bloom, I feel like I can smell it when I walk by, but I can't smell anything with this one. It's very faint, which I guess I kind of like, but she is pretty. Pretty bloom. I have a lot of peduncles I noticed coming in on some plants that haven't bloomed, like my very splashy Hoya Matilde. I counted so many peduncles on that plant and that one hasn't bloomed, and some of my other ones I've noticed peduncles coming in. So fingers crossed I get some more blooms. I really love though when I get to see the bloom for the first time because I feel like it's so special. But yeah, she is pretty. Let me show you some of the lineup that I'm going to be propagating, and then I think what I'll do is, sit over at the kitchen table. This is one that I'm thinking about propagating. This is the variegated Nabawaniensis. She's so pretty. I feel like she's grown enough now that I'm ready to propagate her. Stunning Hoya. So this is the main vine, and then she's actually producing a second vine over here on her own. Like I didn't chop her or anything. So what I'm thinking is I might chop this one mostly all the way back, and I'll still have like a pretty nice plant for me. I might pop a picture. I might take a picture of her first because she's too pretty to not post. I feel like I might snap maybe a couple for Instagram. And I'm very tempted to take a top cutting from her, even though she hasn't grown a whole lot yet. I don't know if I want to take a cutting if I'm ready to. I'm gonna see how many other propagations I can take, and if I don't have 16, I might be tempted to take just one cutting, but I'm not sure. And the Hoya Lai Prism, I'm ready to take some cuttings from her. She's producing some new growth here, so I might take like 3 nodes away and set up some props. This is on the repot list. This is the Hoya Matilde variegated. I haven't chopped from her in a while because I was letting her regrow. I have 2 strands, and yeah, her roots are all the way out of the pot. I don't even know if those are viable, but I feel like she could use a little refresh. So I'm gonna take a good chunk of her away, I believe. And what I might do is stick like a cutting or two back into the soil so that it can root, and then I'll have like a couple more vines because I want this kind of bushy like my regular splashy Matilde. But yeah, we're gonna be doing quite a bit of a chop on her. The Hoya Gunning Gading I really want to chop, but these two leaves are hardening, so I might wait, but I do plan on chopping, I think, above this set right here. And then I kind of have this empty vine and then two random leaves here. But look at the sun stressing on this. It's getting pink under the grow light. She's so pretty. So I'm gonna hold off on her for right now until these leaves harden up a bit. So you guys know this Hoya Polynura inner that I've restarted. This was the new plant with the elbow leaves, and then this one was a propagation from my plant. So the one with the elbow leaves is doing the same pattern. This is the newest set of leaves. There's an elbow leaf and then another variegated leaf. So it's doing that pattern with the elbow leaves, which is so pretty. So this is like my new mother plant, and this is my old mother plant. So the old mother plant, I have one strand that is reverted now and one strand that is producing some nice variegation. So what I'm gonna do is chop this one all the way back, and I might stick one cutting. I might stick this top growth in with this one and let it root in here, and then I'll have another fourth vine and then make a bunch of propagations with this. So I think I'll tackle this one today. I'm like, did I not water my Hoyas this week? I'm pretty sure I did. I feel like my Hoyas feel like they're, oh no, I feel like my Hoyas feel like they're dry. I watered my anthurium shelf. Did I not water my Hoyas? Or maybe I didn't water them all because some of them felt like they were not ready to be watered. I feel like I might have to go through and water some Hoyas today. This is the new, one of the new ones I got recently, Snow Q Silver, and I feel like it's produced, what, 1, 2 leaves, and there's some new ones here coming in. I'm gonna be tempted to chop this one, maybe to like here, and take some propagations. So I'm gonna put this on the list as well. And I think that's it for the propagating, because I feel like that would be enough for 16 propagations, but if it's not, then I'll take some other cuttings. The other Hoya that I want to, I guess, pot up is the newest Hoya that I got that's in my IKEA cabinet in my plant room. I think I might go ahead and pot it up. It has a little bit of roots, but it's in a tiny cup of stratum, so I feel like it's gonna dry out, or I might forget to add water in the next couple of days and I don't want it to dry out. So I might go ahead and pot that up with you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my potting mat and everything that I need to propagate and everything, and I'll meet you over there. I think I have everything off screen here. There is a ton of stuff. So these are the little pots that I like to use now. These are a 3-inch. They're opaque and white, and so 16 of these will fit in one of those propagation bins perfectly. And then I'm also going to be using this Clonex rooting gel. I'll give you an update. I can put some B-roll on. So the Polynura, the Jasminka that I did, I propagated directly into my mix using some rooting hormone, and all the cuttings that I've taken are doing well. They're starting to grow. I was worried about losing some cuttings by doing that, but honestly, I think it's just gonna save me time down the road, not having to use perlite as much and then pot them up once they root in perlite. So I like that I can pot them directly into the opaque cups and they're starting to root and grow. And another reason I wanted to move away from the clear ones, not for my personal collection because I still like these as long as I have some kind of outer ceramic to put them in, is the light penetrates through these when I'm propagating, and I don't like all the algae buildup that I'm getting. So that's the reason I like these now. So yeah, we're gonna be using that. I have shears, alcohol, and what else? And then once I take all my cuttings, I'm gonna put them all in a tray like this, and then I will give them a little soak in some Pure Crop, and it'll just clean their leaves, and that way they're like nice and freshly clean before I pot them up and everything. The only thing is my soil bin that I have is like half. I think I'll have enough to do 16 because I don't have any more made up right now. That's the other thing. I have a little bit of tree fern left, so I could go out there and make more of a little batch, but I'm not wanting to. But I think I think I'll have enough for 16. We'll see. So which one do I want to start with? I also have 2 little pots like this that I don't know if I want to pot one of these in. This one is like a little, I thought the design on this was really cute. I had a pot in here sitting, but I don't really have a nursery pot that fits that. So if I pot directly into here, it won't have a drain hole. So I don't know if I'm gonna use this, but I just thought that was really cute. And this one's really cute because it has a cat and it's a house, like a little cottage. It has flowers. Like, I thought this was so adorable. But it's a pretty like decent sized pot. It's just a weird shape. So if I pot into here, I'd have to use my aeroid mix, which, oh shoot, I forgot to get my aeroid mix. I'll have to go get that when we do the repotting part. So I'm thinking it'll be okay if, as long as I use my aeroid mix and it's, you know, super chunky, that I just have to keep in mind that the ceramic will hold on to water longer. But I was trying to think, is there a plant here, one of the Hoyas that, I feel like this pot is Hoya coated to me. So I'm like wondering, is there a plant that I could pot into here? Possibly. I don't really like my pot situation. Like, this doesn't even fit in here. This one, like, this pot is too big, but it was the only thing that I had at the time that I grabbed. So I don't like this. This one I do really like, the pink with the Hoya here, even though this pot doesn't fit perfectly in here. I just feel like that's a really cute, and this one's trailing, so I just don't know what to do, what to use this one for. I don't know, we'll have to see. So let's go ahead and start with this one. And it doesn't need to be repotted. This little trellis doesn't fit in this clear pot very well either, so that's why it's a little, I'm wondering if I should go up to a 4-inch, even though it's not rooted a ton yet. It's just this trellis is too heavy for this little pot, you know? Right. I'm going to clean my shears. I think I cleaned these already, but it doesn't hurt to clean them again. I am still waking up this morning. I'm sleepy. Our HVAC went out the other day, so we didn't have air conditioning for, it was over 24 hours. And so the night that the AC, I mean, I'm glad it wasn't terribly hot. It was just very humid. It was like 80s during the day, so it got like pretty warm in here. And it was a very uncomfortable night, so I didn't really sleep that well. I think I fell asleep for like an hour. It was a rough night. But it's finally working. We had someone come out and look at it. Don't really know what happened. It wasn't anything major, and we changed our filter. So fingers crossed, maybe it was just some random thing that happened with the heat, maybe, I don't know. All right, this one is the light prism. But yeah, it was just the other day, so I feel like I haven't caught up on my sleep yet. All right, and where do I want to cut from? I don't want to take, ooh, okay. So this leaf here is pretty big, and I really like that. So I'm gonna cut above that. Like right here. Do I cut her? Do I cut her? She's such a pretty Hoya. It's done. All right, so that is my plant. She's still pretty. Actually, I might just get a stake instead of this trellis because it doesn't really fit in here. I feel like I don't want to repot her yet. I mean, I can see roots, it's just not a ton of roots. So I might get a stake and just stake her up. Okay, and then from here, we're gonna do individual cuttings. Do 1, 2. Oh, I was hoping to get 4 out of here. I might leave her as a top cut because the new leaves haven't hardened. I don't want to jeopardize that. So that'll be our top cutting. So we have 3 from her. And they're very sappy. So we'll put those in there. Oh, I'm sad that I cut her. It's okay though. She'll grow back. Maybe she'll activate 2 growth points. So yeah, I'll get a stake for her and put her back. Let's do, okay. Do we cut her? Yeah, so we're gonna cut her. It's time to get chopped. She's rooting very well in there. Not time for a repot yet. Yes, because I have 2 growth points, so I'm gonna go ahead and chop her. I'm gonna chop her, I think, all the way back. So there's a node here with a single leaf. So I'm gonna chop right above that so that I'll have 1, 2, 3, 3 and then a top cut. So right there, we're gonna chop. It's done! No! It's okay, she's still pretty. She's still pretty. Oh darn, her new leaf just broke. Ugh, when she dropped, oh well. Darn it! That sucks. I should have been more careful with that. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. So top cut that I jacked the leaf up on. 2, 3, oh, and 4. So that's 7 out of 16 cups. Okay. Let's go ahead and chop this one. I think I might take 2 cuttings. I'm gonna have to water some Hoyas. I don't know why, what happened. I'll have to do some watering after this for like 30 minutes. Because she's very dry. It's very strange. Okay, what do we want to do here? We got a lot of new growth coming in. Which I'm like, should I let this grow out or do I go ahead and chop? I kind of want to go ahead and chop. I'm gonna cut above this big leaf here and do this. And then I'll still have a decent sized plant for me to regrow. And we will do 1, 2, and this we're gonna leave as a top section with the new growth. So 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. So we need 6 more props, which we'll easily do with this. Is that all the props we were gonna do? Oh, and then I haven't decided if I wanna cut the top off this one yet. Oh, she's rooting nicely in here, but she's definitely slow at growing. But do I wanna go ahead and do a prop? These 2 leaves are so pretty. I would still have a very pretty plant if I did that. I might wait. I might wait on her. I'm not ready to chop her yet. Let's go ahead and do this one. Now this one I do need to repot, so I'm gonna set this one aside. But my regular Matilde I let trail, and so I don't really want this one on the trellis, so I'm like, I'm probably just gonna let her trail, but I definitely need to repot her and chop her back. I wanna add like a couple cuttings in here as well when I go to repot and do the rooting hormone. Okay. So 2 vines, this one here. Since this cutting here hasn't regrown, there's like this vine over here, this vine here, and then there's one in the middle that I cut from last, but then instead of this top node activating, it activated from the node below, which is this longer strand. So since this top one isn't doing anything, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that back. So we'll have an extra cutting like so, and that'll activate. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and chop from both of these. I'm gonna even them out. So I think what I'll do is I'm gonna do here and here. So my plant is super short again, but that is okay. They grow back in no time. And then from this, I think we're gonna do Okay, so that's 11. I might stick this one back in here when we go to repot my plant. So that's 12. Okay. 13, 14, 15, and this will be 16, this top section. What the heck happened to that leaf? That leaf's all crinkled and weird. Yeah, we'll leave this as the top. And then we have 3 more individual cuttings. Is that all the cuttings? Oh shoot, I forgot about the polynura. Crap. That's okay, I have room in another prop box that I can put the polynura in. This one here I want to cut all the way back too. Okay. Oh, and this definitely needs to be repotted. Well, no, I'm going to cut this all the way back and get rid of this plant. Okay, the side that's reverted, I'm going to cut back here. Well, I'm cutting this whole thing, but the side that's reverted, I'm going to cut all the way back here to the base. Cool. And maybe we can still salvage this. So this is a good example of Hoyas will regrow multiple times from like a spent node. You see this one here in the middle. So you can see there's 2 points where I had cut before, and so this is now the 3rd growth point that has come from that node, which is kind of cool. So if I cut this off, I don't know if a 4th growth point would come out of this bottom one. Do I try it? Or I just leave it? It has reverted though, so I'm thinking I will. I'm going to cut this bottom one, and we'll do here because this stem is super variegated, the bottom part of this. And I'm going to try it. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. I'm curious if this will regrow a 4th time from this node. So we'll have to see. That'll be interesting to see. And since this reverted on me, I don't see any variegation on the stem. I'm going to cut this one back to here, and this will just be a reverted, this one here. So I'm probably just going to leave this as is and root it. Yeah, there's absolutely no variegation on the stem at all. So that's just like reverted polynura. And then this one, I'm going to go ahead and cut this all the way back as well. So we have 1 node there on the bottom. But the thing is, like, I don't want to, look at the pot busted from the trellis. The thing is, I don't want to keep this. So what I'll probably do is unpot this and then replant this, like repot it, and then put it into one of these cups here and replant it. And hopefully a 3rd node will come out of here, but if not, then I guess it'll be like a wasted cutting. A lot of these have second nodes, 2nd growth points that have come out, but we're going to see if a 3rd one comes out of a lot of these, a 3rd growth point. Okay, oh, this one I was wanting to put back into my plant. I'm going to go ahead and do 1 more node. And this will plant back into my plant, this little section here that's growing. So before we do tackle some of the repotting, I'm going to go ahead and let these soak, get these soaked in the pure crop, and we'll let them kind of soak a bit and get all nice and clean while we do some of the repotting. Okay, so here is this beauty again. I don't have a pot for her yet, so I'm just sitting her on a saucer tray in the rhodsta cabinet over there, but I can't wait to find like a cute pot for her. I really want to work on plant styling. So for the cutting that we're going to add back in, let's see. This is like gooey and purple. It's so cool. I'm going to take a little blob of this. And we're going to dip her in here. Trying to get it like all over the stem because Hoya's root, especially Polynura, they like shoot out roots everywhere. Do I have my little tool here? I do. So here in the back, so she's 3 vines now, and then here on the back there's like an empty spot. I'm going to take this and make a hole. Oh. And I'm going to take her and plant her right down in there. And then I'm going to take my fingers and cover up the plant again, the cutting. It's harder to do with like chunkier soil like this, but for my prop mix that I use, it's easier to do this with. But I just got that stem down there and kind of covered it. And I'm also, since I have a little pin, I'm going to pin this cutting down in here too so it doesn't come up. Because when there's no roots, it's hard for it to stay in there. Okay. So I just have to keep in mind that this is a cutting I added in, so I really want to try and keep this spot a little bit more moist. And this is in my cabinet, so it's a little bit more humid in there, the rhodsta cabinet, so I feel like that'll be better for this cutting to root and everything, and that rooting hormone should help. So yeah, I have another little vine. So hopefully that does well. I'll check on it in a few days. If it's pretty moist in here. Yeah, because I did water my Hoyas. I guess I didn't water them all. So I'll just make sure that this side doesn't get completely dry. So she is done. And then what I'm going to do with this bottom section, I'll probably just do this off camera, like in my own time later. Since this is the bottom node and it has like the root system, what I'll do is, because I want to clean this cutting, I'm going to clean the roots off and everything and just sanitize this, and then I'll just pot it back into one of those cups and we'll see what happens. Because, oh no. So there's actually four points where this was cut. So I don't know, this node was used 4 times. I don't know if that would come back. So I'm like, should I even pot it up? I might just leave it as is and see if it does grow back. If it does grow back, then I don't know. I don't want to keep this, but we'll see what happens with this, I guess. Okay, for the Matilde variegated, so we have the cutting that we want to add in here, and then she needs a repot. And I was kind of thinking, I wonder if I should pot her in the new one, because she would trail, so I feel like you could still see the pot and everything once she starts trailing a bit more. I think the pot is so cute. I think I will. It does have a drainage hole, but you know, it is ceramic, so I'm gonna use my aeroid mix, and I think I'm gonna use her in here. I just filled this the other day when I was making all those bags over there. We're gonna add a nice layer down in here. That, oh. Okay, I probably did about half of the mix, and I don't know if this root system's gonna come up out of here. Let's see. I might just cut this little bit of root here off. It's okay. All right, I'm just gonna loosen this a bit. And then our cutting we can add in here too. I'm gonna fill up and then add our cutting. She was pretty moist, so I don't know if I want to water her just yet. Fill her up there. I'm wondering if I should take another cutting. And make 4. Okay. So this one here, same thing. We're gonna dip in our hormone. Get a nice good layer and make a little hole on this side. Plant her down directly in there. I will have to water this part, I guess. Okay, so that will be 1 cutting. Oh, it's so cute. It's kind of looking a little funny now, but once she grows and trails out, it'll be better. I was wondering if I should cut these 2 top ones off so that they're not too tall. I wonder if I should do that, cut these 2 top ones, plant them, and then I'll have like a really bushy pot because they are sticking up kind of high. Should I do that? I'm tempted to do that. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cut 2 more. Oops, that one just came flying out. See, I didn't secure that down in there. Darn it. I'm gonna plant these down in here. Okay, one's gonna go here in the back. Okay, she's kind of down far, but that's okay. And then one more over here. And this should stay a little bit more moist because it is ceramic, so that should help with rooting. And then we'll have a very bushy variegated Matilde. Fill around. Perfect. Okay, that looks better than the 2 pieces that were sticking up earlier. So we have 5, 1, 2, yeah, we'll have 5 growth points now. So I'll just have to add some water. I don't have any made up at the moment, so I'll have to get some. Uh-oh, shoot. Is this gonna stain my sweater? I hope that doesn't stain. I think it's coming out. Okay, I'll get that. I'll scrub that more after filming. And this is the new cutie. It's Hoya, is it Madara Snow Angel? I was very anxious getting a cutting, but I really liked the coloring on this one. This one's more spotty, like snow angel-y, I guess, than some of them had like more chunkier green. So yeah, this is gonna dry out super quickly in my cabinet. So what I think I might do is pot it into here, but I have a little plastic cup. I poked some holes in the bottom there, and then I'll pot her into here since she's a small cutting, and then she'll go in this cute little cup. I think that's my plan with this one. I'm gonna go ahead and put some mix down in here. And she is rooting. Oh, no, okay. Ever so slightly, there's a little bit of root right there. in the stratum. But I'm going to go ahead and dip in some rooting hormone as well. We're going to plant in here and fill up. She did tell me that these plants are a bit slow at getting started, so I imagine I probably won't have a growth point for a while. Kind of like the Crassula petiolata variegated. I feel like that one's going to be, or I feel like that one has been pretty slow for me. And I feel like she's good down there. Would I even need to use this? Maybe I will, just to help secure that a little bit. And then I'll add some water in here. That is so cute. I was like, wait, are we done yet? But I forgot we have all those props to pot up. But that's it on like the actual like repotting. I really just wanted to get these two done here. That one, we'll add a little water, and yeah, I'll have to figure out what I want to do with this guy. I'll probably just figure that out off camera. And now we'll have all of our little cuties to pot up really quick. This next part should be pretty easy. I think what I'll do is just maybe play some music over this so you can watch me do it. But I have 16 here, but I know I have more because of the polyneuria. So I have some extra. We'll see how many I make and how much mix actually can last me, because I'm worried I'm going to run out of mix because this is all that I have. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to fill these up, use my little tool and the rooting hormone, dip my cutting. So I'm going to dip a cutting into the rooting hormone, do this, plant it in there. I actually need to get some of those greening pins too. Go down the line, pot them all up, and I'll show you what they look like here at the end. But yeah, I'll just go ahead and fast forward this part a little bit. Even dreams All right, we are finishing up. So yeah, 16 will be able to fit in here, and then I think the polynura we will put in another propagation bin. Slide this back a little, but I have them all here. They're kind of draining on the tray. There's so many. I'm so excited for the Nabawaniensis. I was just taking a photo for my Instagram of her, like the mother plant. Once they grow, it's going to be so pretty. I don't know how long it'll take for these guys to root up and grow, but I'm going to keep them in full humidity here. And we shall see. I have 4 of them, with one being the top cutting. Oh, and the live prism too. I'm really excited for those. Oh, so pretty. Whoa. 3 of those. And then we have lots of Matilde variegated. And then the snow cue here, we have 3 of those. And yeah, that's all that's gonna fit. So yeah, all that's left is the polynura right there. And then I keep this sealed, but there is vent holes, but it'll stay pretty humid in there. And then I'll get this under the grow light and we'll get this put away and get my little mess cleaned up. And yeah, I think that's everything for today. It is heading towards the afternoon, so I'm gonna get busy on all of my order prep and stuff that I have to do. It's technically Monday today, which is throwing me off track because it's a holiday today. So normally yesterday, I'm normally doing what I do today, Sunday, except I decided to film today. And normally I'd be starting packing on Mondays. It's really weird when it's a holiday on Monday and like I don't do my Monday routine until Tuesday. I feel like it throws me off. It's really weird. So I'll be packing tomorrow and I feel like I'm gonna get a late start for the rest of the week, but that is okay. I'm glad I propped some Hoyas to start growing because it could be, I don't know, it could easily be a couple months before some of these are really ready for sale. So I have to stay on top of propagating. Whenever I have an empty bin, I'm like, I need to fill it up. So there can be no empty bins, but I hope you enjoyed the video and had fun watching me propagate some of these. I'm glad I took care of some of these guys. And then also for the Hoya area over there, I asked in my houseplant tour if you guys had any suggestions on like a new shelf or something that I could do in that spot because I'm not really loving the setup. And a couple of you mentioned getting the IKEA Milsbows. So someone mentioned getting 2 of the talls and putting them there. And then someone else mentioned getting 2 of the wide and putting them there. And honestly, I can't get that image out of my head now. I feel like that's all I can see when I look over there are 2 Milsbow cabinets. But I'm thinking I want the wide. I don't have the Milsbow wide, but I'm thinking the wide would look really good there. And then the green Rudsta that I have, I can move that to the shop room and put some, maybe put some, I don't know what I can put in there, but I think I could squeeze it in there somewhere and put that in there. And then the wide cabinets will be all Hoya, and then if I have like a really tall Hoya or something, I can put some Hoya on top. Maybe I can hook like 2 grow lights from the ceiling, not maybe from the ceiling, but maybe from the wall up above the Rudsta so it looks a little bit nice, because how it is now, I'm not really loving the setup. So I said I wasn't gonna mess with that until next year, but if I can't stop thinking about it, I might be tempted to drive to IKEA and get a couple of the wide Milsbows. They only come in white and black, so I'm thinking for that spot, I feel like we have a lot of black out here, so I feel like black would look better than the white out here. It's a 2-hour drive to Jacksonville, a little over 2 hours. If I go to the IKEA there, I can make it a day trip. It's tempting, it's very tempting. So I will see how it goes this fall. If I decide that I want to go ahead and do it, then I might do it. Because yeah, I really don't have any room for any new Hoyas over there. I feel like the space is pretty tight. And I do have the light on, so it looks brighter, but it's pretty dark over there. And I do feel like a lot of the Hoyas aren't getting an appropriate amount of light that they should be getting. That's what I was worried about when I put them all over there. And my husband said too, when I was mentioning it to him, he said it looks uneven because he initially said I should get another roadstead to put on the other side so it evens it out, but I don't think they're making that color. I think there's not many stores that have that color left, but I do think I want the wide, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes here. I'm gonna give it another month, and if I'm still thinking about it nonstop, then I may be taking a trip to Jacksonville and stopping in the IKEA there. But thanks so much again for watching. I'm gonna be propagating my monsteras next later this week, so probably Friday or Saturday. We'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna be doing my aria and elbows, I feel like. And then once those props kind of grow and stuff at that point, then I might be tempted to do my jungle mend at that point, because it's probably going to put out a few more leaves in that time, or at least probably 2 more leaves. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, your week. I'm not sure when this video is going to go up, and I will talk to you again soon.